a close game over division rival Baltimore. That I don't remember if I think I caught some of that game. I didn't watch all of it, but it was a pretty good game. If
Yeah, I
I
refuse to talk about the Bengals, so we're good though.
let's see, what else do I have? The Battle of the Bay went to overtime. Uh, Lip played a hell of a
The field
game.
goal fest.
The
The
field
field
goal
goal fest,
fest.
right?
Yeah, I didn't score a touchdown until overtime. It was just back and forth, turnovers, just good defense, field position battle, quality, old school football game. Shout out to Lip. I know you've had some close losses, but keep at it. You're right there.
Yeah, no, Lip's one of our boys. Yeah, we always got to give him a little love out here. So, but Battle of the Base, we gotta give you major props on that one. I think you're definitely making your move this year, but is it is that NFC West finally when it's up for grabs? Everybody's involved this year. It can't just be two teams. It's got to have three or four, right?
Right. And see, it's not as close as it does appear to be unless either the Cardinals and I start to tank the rest of the season. I only have one loss in the conference, and the Cardinals don't have a loss. I mean, in the division, excuse me. And the Rams already have two losses in the division. So I don't play the Rams again until the last week of the season. So if the Rams were to make the push, that game would end up being huge. Week 17. I don't remember who's home or away, but at that point, it's regardless. It's important. Um, but I play the Cardinals coming out of going into week 10. But that's a big game right there coming out for the NFC West. We might figure out if I fall on my face, which I hopefully don't do. The Cardinals could be 5-0 and looking to clean the division up again. I really hope to avoid that, but things might not sway the way we hope we always want them. So
So what haven't we discussed? I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about the Colts emerging as the top dogs, and even though Chef's making a move, he's not that far out of the wild card spot.
Mhm.
That division seems to be the Colts single-handedly again. Um, we've discussed the emergence of the Bengals, even though I won't talk about them anymore. That division's still freaking three teams strong. Even though the Ravens are still looking like a very good team, he just in a really tough division. What
let's
else we
see.
got? We got the AFC East. I know we've been kind of trying to figure out how we were gonna kind of get into this conversation, but the CPU led New York Jets have been
Yes.
on a tear lately. I know a lot of people have been feasted upon by that CPU. It's been
Well,
pretty interesting, but we
well,
do
let's
have
just
a
look at
user.
this team, right? I mean, there is a user, but I mean, what? There's been three CPU games, right?
Mm-hmm. At least,
At least.
because I know the
So
Bengals beat them, but only at the last couple seconds.
look at his team schedule.
I'm pretty sure the Vikings lost to them. I know I did. I want to say the Bills lost to them.
Bills lost by 1. Lions
Mm-hmm.
lost by 12, and then the Vikings lost. So it's been his last three games. We're gonna have to
Okay.
get in touch with Spider Steelers on that one. I don't know the circumstances involving the last three, if one was a sim
Oh,
or if he played the
oh,
computer.
what a comeback! Sorry,
You-
after my boy got his ass kicked in the first round, was bleeding all over. What an epic comeback in the third round by Darren Elkins. If you guys are watching, anybody that knows what I'm talking about just saw a hell of a freaking comeback. What a victory. And I know that freaking guy.
It's awesome.
Unbelievable. He is just a bloody fucking mess too. That is so awesome.
And you heard it here
Whew.
on the SquadCast first.
Major props. Major props to Darren Elkins, guys. If you guys got UFC at home in the video game, you can play as him too. He's that good. So,
Nice. I have to
all
do
right.
that later.
You have my full focus now. Sorry about that.
Let's fast forward. Well, I guess it's, well, really rewind to week 7. The game of the week was Oakland at Cleveland, and this started Cleveland's 3-week game of the week run. They won this one 23-7. Oakland having a tough skid. The Cards fought back into the NFC West race at that point with a big win against the Rams at home. And then let's see, the Packers bounced back with a division win in Week 7. Colts win big division game against the Texans, 27-21. A big trade went down with the Vikings. I believe it happened after Week 7 action concluded. Cowboys embarrassed the Redskins and went to 7-0. The Giants misstepped again against the Eagles, falling a little out of that division race. It's really emerging between the Eagles and the Cowboys, but I don't see the Cowboys really falling out of that one. And the 20-13 score, the Bears came up big against the Panthers at home after the Panthers lost a pretty big game the last week to the Steelers in Week 6. And the Patriots upset the Bills. I had a note in here, the Bills having a rough season. We duly noted that and calling them out for the week.
Another CPU loss. So
Yep,
I mean, let's not say he's been getting beat by a lot of talented users. He's just been getting beat by
just a rough season.
CPU, and the Titans. Which okay, the Titans, I'll give you that was a bad loss. He got his ass kicked. But yes, besides that, very CPU heavy, beaten down. So
Very skewed.
all right.
So if we want to flash forward, we're going to week 8. This is we're in week 9 right now, I believe, right?
We gotta talk about the big upset of the week in that week, where
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
that's
got
that to me is the story of the week.
what? Well, there's a couple. I mean, let's be honest here. There's a couple good storylines here, but
Yeah,
what that defense did to the Steelers offense, I think I remember while looking at the stats
it
of the
was
game and
plenty
just
of
seeing
turnovers in that one.
Big Ben threw the ball to every wrong color out there. I mean, even the people in the stands were like, "Man, I'm not in your team." I mean, it was pretty sick. But I know the Steelers are coming out hungry ever since that game.
Yeah,
But
better to
we gotta
lose
give
in
some
week
love.
8 than later, and that was a good
Exactly.
wake up
But we
call.
gotta give some Buccaneers some love here. I mean, they have withstood a lot of people giving them shit for
A lot of
being a bottom
scrutiny.
feeder. Yeah, and that defense is the real deal. And he is, I'd love to see him make the playoffs, but that division is just that tough. It really is.
Mm-hmm. The game of the week was Bengals at Browns. The Bengals were undefeated. The Browns were looking to try to avoid that wild card dance with those other teams.
Did you happen to
26-14.
watch that game?
I actually didn't get to watch it. I just got
Okay.
to look at some stats and stuff.
A lot of interceptions by that rookie quarterback.
Mm,
I believe there was 6. It was it was one of I think Carlos had one of his more humbling games. I mean, we've seen him have some really tests against the Chargers, aka the Bulldogs. But this one, I don't think he was prepared for them at all. Like to the point where this next matchup will probably be a lot different. But
mm,
when you looked at that game, you were just like you were watching a rookie quarterback go against a very veteran team,
okay.
and the Bengals don't really have a pass rush. So when you look at it, it was just a lot of self-inflicted wounds out there.
So the worst.
No, and let's give Browns their due though. This game could have got ugly real quick because I think the Bengals jumped out early and they rallied the horses big time
Hmm.
right in the beginning. But that Bengals offense is the real deal. Like he's got some nasty weapons out there. I don't know how he's gonna do without Mr. Bojangles not being there or whatever you want to call him, Brad Thomas, how many names he's had.
Yeah.
But
Got Tyrod
he's
now.
got Tyrod Taylor. He's got Tyrod out there now, and the one bugaboo about Tyrod is he just doesn't come up in big moments.
And I
So we'll
mean,
see in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's big moments looming for Tyrod, especially in that tight of a division race. Steelers, they've only played once with the Bengals, right?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Raiders lost another close game in Denver, 15-16. Eagles win in Tennessee, 27-8. Bad QB play in San Francisco. Arizona came in and won against the Niners. Took lead of the NFC West division with a half game lead. The Falcons win a close game against the Panthers, which apparently there's some conflict in that I wasn't aware of. Um, I don't know how that's going to be
Which
addressed.
game was that?
Or wait, that never mind. That was the yeah, that might have been the right one. I don't know. I got a message from Tra Tra about some issues, and we were talking about it in the admins.
Oh, yeah, no, that's. I know a lot of guys. I actually want to make this kind of a point to bring it up to guys. A lot of people seem to be coming to the admins. I mean, Cha did exactly what I want you guys to do. It just all I'm gonna ask is people from now on, if you guys have a game that you got scheduling conflicts or you can't get in touch with somebody, let the admins know as quick as you can. I mean, I think a lot of issues we've had lately have been more to the fact that we're getting a lot of stuff last minute, and we've kind of got to make decisions on the rush, especially at the trade deadline, which we had our hands full. So,
Yeah.
um, but this one was one of those where I if you're
Let's
gonna
not
tell the
wait until the
admins,
day of the advance to try and get a hold of
it
your opponent. I know we're all busy, but we're all also deciding that we want to be in a league with other users, and there's a
or even if you do
responsibility
try
that
to get in
goes
touch
with
with them the
that.
day before, even if you do try to get in touch with them the day before, let us know that you're having a little bit of complications getting in touch with them.
Yeah, exactly.
At least
Perfect
if we know what's
example.
going on.
What I'll do if I can't get a hold of, say it's whatever, it's today. Say we advance tonight at 10. The next morning, maybe like around 11 to 12, depending on their time zone, I'll hit them up. If they don't hit me up the whole day, I'll hit them up in the morning around like 8 o'clock or something when I'm waking up. If I don't hear back, well, I'll buy them around like 12. I know the Browns is waking up around that time or up. So I'll go, hey, blase blah, I couldn't get a hold of this person. I messaged them a day, like it's been almost 24 hours, haven't heard from them. You want to message them too, see if you can get a hold of them. And then at that point, we got almost a whole day or more to try and figure out if the other person is going to be there or not to play the game. And it's just easily avoidable.
Exactly. I mean, and you could always send us screenshots. I mean, that we totally welcome it. Just give us some time to get these things, figured out. That's all.
Let's see, where were we? Okay. Texans survive a defensive battle against Washington. They won 7-6. So there's another game Washington was right in. Uh, couldn't quite squeak it out. Bulldogs really close road win in Week 8, 29-27, and the Rams routed the Seahawks in Week 8.
The Chiefs kind of made a very interesting decision when they scored. They were down two possessions and they scored a touchdown. They decided to go for two, being down 15 on the first possession. I call me crazy, but I'm an old school traditionalist on this. If you take the 7 points when you're down 15 and you give yourself the chance to still tie the game up, I go for the tie, or I go for the 7 points and then go for the 8 if you get another chance
Yeah, you need
after.
to set yourself up to have a shot. Like, you can't.
Exactly.
If you
That's the
shoot
way I've
yourself
always been
that
told.
early in the foot, then, I mean, it just
That's what
gives
happened
the.
with this game. He actually got an onside kick after that. He recovered it, scored the
Wow.
touchdown, and at that point it was like, well, you're gonna need another possession anyway. So it was kind of like one of those decisions where you're like, if you had to make that decision again, do you make that decision or do you still go for it? And I asked him about it, and he flat out said he wasn't going for a tie. So kudos to him. The Chiefs are here to make a statement.